at the beginning when I came, there was such a strong, I don't know, something felt so fresh and so alive. And I don't know, in the last few weeks, like it's, I don't know why, but it's been...
Maybe it's your burnout time. Your mind goes through that season like that, and you give importance to that. How you're feeling, this thing happened, this doesn't happen. So I don't think it's anything new. I think it's the old thing. After a while it might come again and, oh yeah, maybe I could really do this, or I could do that, or maybe I should be doing that, or something.
No, I don't
know. Well, what is it?
This.
What is it?
No, that I don't know, I just hope I'm not being here with some complacency that, you know, that something is going to sleep while I'm here, and I just, you know, because I just feel the quality maybe of, I mean, I'm willing to go through this, you know, I just don't know whether I'm resisting something, or you know,
This suspiciousness is not good. It is not good because it's another way that the mind can work as well. It's like, you know, you're not doing enough and you should do enough. There are some people who I can say that off in some way, and at some point I might say that. But then your mind take that and it's like, yeah, maybe I'm not making use of this. And then once the mind get it, there's no... It's not anything.
No, I've noticed that when I just let go into it and just carry on with whatever the day brings, there's a relaxation in that, and somehow things are harmonious. I'm not experiencing any particular conflict or situation. I just don't feel that. Maybe there is an attachment to that feeling of expansion and love and, you know, contact with you that I felt at the beginning when I came, and now something is more dim or is not so vibrant and alive, and something is like,
yeah,
you know,
because I don't know, sometimes the mind wants to see this should be like Christmas. Can anybody enjoy Christmas if it was every day? No, it's not. And the self is not Christmas. You know, and maybe you have some beautiful experiences or something like this and feels nice for a while, but it's again a kind of looking for something to be, oh yeah, this is it, and or something that creates inside. But and then the opposite of that feels like, oh well, then everything is pointless and it's no good, and you know, I was kidding myself again. But it's all the mind's drama like this. It's missed a whole world of very, I don't know. It's not a world. It's not missed no world. It's no world missed.
I see.
I mean, there's a joy that is present. I use the word joy because I don't see another word that is. It's a joy. It's not just an emptiness. It's an emptiness also is kind of joy. Is there in the absence of the egoic self-interest or something like that. It's just, it's not about anything. It doesn't have it. Yes, there's joy in things also. There's joy to do this or to have this or to enjoy this food or to meet this people, but it's not this joy. It's not. Yeah. So.
I know I don't want to be anywhere else.
I think whatever it is, for most of us, we have something going on. There's something going on, which is a relationship we have with our mind, something, with our sense of identity, and what we want to do, how we want to be perceived, or something like this. Something is going on usually that keeps the relationship with the mind in that mode going. Something is there, and the stain of identity is one of the last ones to be removed. And what's happening in Satsang, it is just reducing and thinning away, like smoke in the wind. It's thinning away. This constant self-referencing based upon the personal self or something. Always thinking in terms of the I, me, what I think, what I believe. These are my friends, this is what I want to do, and I'm so happy, I'm so sad. It's all the same I feeling. And gradually feelings are still there. You have to discern about pure feeling which is just there, which is just part of the universe's activity, and the sensations and thoughts and so on, which are thought generated, mind generated activities, which we are the ones you have to discern which is the truth, which is true. There's a lot of activities which are, like I say, mind born, so they come from our projections. We have a life which is what I call our cosmic life, the life which is your natural life. Whatever you're doing, it belongs to this natural life. You're content and peaceful inside. It's not different necessarily in activity from just the life has been happening. But there's also another way in which the ego sense or the ego mind projects another version of life that seems, sort of like to do with, it's exciting, and it's, it's my purpose, and it's, it's what I me. There's a projected life that the consciousness also tries to pursue the projection of the mind to fulfill it. And it's always fraught with some frustration and disappointment and like this. And it's that life that gets changed as you begin to see from the place of the self. People say, yeah, I just lose interest in this type of meetings, and not so interested to go dancing anymore. I'm not so interested to sort of like all these kind of like pet projects that I had. They just seem to fall away. My interest in so and so just seems to fall away for some reason, and that's usually to do with their projected existence. Something just starts to become very quiet, but inside this quiet, every now and again, some unexpected energies come up and, sort of like seem to sabotage your freedom or whatever it is. And these drifting in and drifting out happens for a while, but gradually settle down into a peace. In the Bible, it's beautiful. It says, a peace that transcendeth understanding. The peace that is not to do with something that you can know with your mind. It's just
because
the peace which is there.
This is what, like, when I came, I just felt like something was working through me, and I didn't make any effort. I never experienced something like this before, and maybe that's why there's some attachment to that experience, I guess, because it was just so.
Well,
and I just
it doesn't mean that it's gone for good. Sometimes, you push a bit, something drops back, and it's not there for you, and you have to grow in the seeming absence of it, and then it returns again and pushes further, and leaves you to kind of somehow to ferment on your own strength, and then it comes again. But it is still you, it is still your own self. But very few people recognize this. They think, oh, you always want to be in it. If you're in something all the time, then you don't appreciate. It's like someone was saying, I think we were out one day, it was a beautiful moon, and somebody was saying here, like, oh, I wish this moon would be here every night to see a moon. I said, no, if you was like this, you would never appreciate it.
Yeah.
So things have to come and go. And sometimes you have a wave of, grace or sensations or whatever, beautiful. And then somehow it's gone. You think, oh my God, I don't know what I did. And now I feel very ordinary again. So rather than complaining about it or paying too much attention to that, just be in a space of neutrality and just accept that this is just a sensation and so on. The actuality of what is happening is not as bad as the interpretation the mind puts on it. And the mind starts to put some interpretations on it. Then it starts to, then your feelings follow, and I feel so terrible, man. I think I lost this thing. It was so good for a while, and I lost it. And you're making all this up. Well, can you lose space? Can you imagine space saying, oh my God, it's so windy these days, I just forgot myself, I don't have any space left for me. We are sounding as ridiculous as that. How can you not be the self? Sometimes I just kind of like, awareness, I lost the awareness. You who lost awareness? Something bigger than awareness? So it's just stuff that you're allowing your mouth to say, and you're not catching them up to kind of look at them and say, is this true or not, And just being in that. Nothing is happening. He even says Jesus Christ on the cross, it's said according to the scriptures, the gospels, no? That in that moment when he was on the cross, in the most painful moment, he said, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why have you left me? Why would it happen like that? And then he says, into thy hand I commit my spirit. This is a very powerful thing. Even many prophets, many sages, lamas, they are right about one point where they feel completely abandoned. They feel completely, did I make a mistake? Or did I imagine all of this? Also, I don't have anywhere. Everybody has, all the beings have some place to sleep, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. All these things. The dark night of the soul. So while the body is here, the vital force and breath and the consciousness is there, some activity is going to come. Still, this duality will play a little bit. But for a few moments, for a while, you'll feel. I used to get this also, this feeling used to happen for me. Once a year, sometimes twice a year, for a few hours, sometimes a day, I feel very bewildered, And I just could not, I kind of feel, what's it all about? What is this? But actually, I was not so bewildered, to be honest. It was something was there, I was feeling that, somehow, like this. But even that was seen, you see. It is a funny thing because I cannot tell a lie about it. It was like that. I felt like, yes, I don't feel like speaking to anybody. But it's nothing, you see. It was nothing, it's nothing. When you find that somehow you're also like you are bleeding or something, you go to the toilet, you're bleeding or something, and then the doctor takes some examination and they call you in and they're going to tell you don't know what they're going to say. They could say you've got cancer or something like this. You come to that point, you don't know. Where do you stand in this thing, you see? What is there with you in that moment? 3 seconds before the doctor says, well, you don't know what they're going to say. Where are you at that point? Or if you've been into an operation and somebody put some in your face, and where are you at that point, in your life? Where maybe this body doesn't rise up after that. You don't know this. It's very important sometimes these things happen to take you out of your projected state, to bring you into non-knowing, where you don't know what's going to happen. or you take an airplane flying somewhere, and you hit some storm, and your family is there, the people you want to see, you have intention to see. If the plane goes down, well, you won't see them. That's the end of it. Then it comes out, lands, and then, okay, we see each other. I mean, what do you know about anything? And somehow when you have a chance to contemplate these things, it brings a kind of soberness into your perceiving and takes out all this nonsense of this, I'm going to go and do this, somehow you're just here, and you can feel, because you've put your full attention in your being, you can feel the fullness of your being rather than what you're saving up to experience. Because a lot of time in your mind you create a sort of stage on which you want your projections to get acted out on. Rather than just being in life. Life is now. It's just now. It's pure. That's now. You're saving up for little dramas to happen, to then take a meaning that at least this has happened now. Then now, it's anyway. It's nothing. It's nothing. This life is something. This life is something. It's not nothing. It's nothing, but it is something. It is something. It is the playing out. It is the desktop of nothing. It has to be tasted and felt. Because through the play of somethingness, nothingness can experience itself. If it wasn't for something, nothingness could not taste nothingness. It needs the contrast, the friction to taste, to be self-aware.
I am your absence, and you are my presence. You are my absence, and I am your presence. And where these two meet, a vanishing happens. The unborn is real.